Welcome to this week's session with the Putnam County District Library and the Guiding Ohio Online Grant. This is Shelley. This week we're going to look at how we can color code and organize our Google Drive account. So what I have back here is I have on this screen, I have my actual Google Drive account that we use with the library. And I have in front of me the account with my folders and some files created. So we're going to take a look at, first of all, how we make a folder. And if I go to new, this is where I can make any type of folder that I might want. And notice I have this folder. They always come up as untitled. So I want to give the folder a title. So I'm just going to simply title this one. How about we title it Ottawa? And I'm going to click on create. And now I have that folder created. Now I have my folders. First of all, there's two different ways I can organize. If I click here on my arrow, I can click and it's going to organize it alphabetically. It's going to go in reverse order here, and then this will take it back to ABC order. Notice the folders fall at the top, then my files fall below. In my files, you'll notice this one has an emoji symbol at the beginning, so it is always the first, then it goes by number order, and then it goes alphabetically. So that can be a factor. Sometimes you might want to go in, if you have a folder created and you right click, you can actually add information. So let's say, for example, we're going to rename this, and I'm going to put the number 2 in front. And then I'm going to say OK. And then I'm just going to go to this new folder. I'm going to right click again on this new folder. I am going to rename, and I am going to put the number 1 in front. So now if I notice what happened is my folders jumped, and I have the number 1 top at the beginning, then number 2, so forth. So that is how we can order our folders, create our folders. The other way that you can organize is, say you were looking for something and you just created it. You can go over here to last modified, and again, it'll put it into the order of what was last modified. If it was, this is overall, this is by me, and then maybe even the last time you opened it, because say, for example, you opened it the day before. That would allow you to search and find a little bit easier. Coloring a folder. I've got my work folder here at the top. It's gray. That's the natural color that it comes up. I can go, again, right click. I can change the color, and I can click here, and let's say I'm going to make this folder this purple color. Now I have the purple in colored folder, so you can organize by color. We currently are looking in what is referred to as list view. Up here in the right hand corner is where you can change your view. Notice across the top, these are the most recent things that I've had open and been working with. Those appear, and then my folders and file information below. That's in list view. If I click here on this, I come up with grid view, and now I get just the view of what my folders look like, and then I have my files down below. I'm going to change it back to grid view because I find it easier to do some of the other information here that I'm going to show you in grid view. So if I click on a folder, I can right click again, and notice now I have this ability here to go to view details. If I go to view details, that gives the appearance of what, when I first started out, I had on the screen, where now over here to the side, this is the details about this particular folder. It tells me that it's not shared. So in other words, I'm the only one with the access to it. It also tells me that I own it and that I modified it. So notice I just created this folder and I opened it on this date, and I have this created. Now, when I said that I just created it, notice that this is not accurate information. I did just create this. So this is feeding off of the date and time that is located on my particular machine. So it did not give that because I am doing this in August and this was in June. So if I go to edit description, this can come in handy because when I click on edit description, I can put information about maybe what is in that folder, and that can help me when I am actually looking and trying to find maybe where I have placed information and what my organization was about that. Then I'm going to close this back up because notice on some of these, for one thing, this one I have a star. If a file maybe or a folder is important to me, or a file for that matter, I can control click. And again, here is where I have the ability to just simply add a star. So now I've got a star in front of that particular file. So maybe the files that are the ones that I want to use the most, I would want to put those stars in front of. But notice here, I have some icons. To do the icon, same concept here, you're going to right click, but you're going to go to rename. So when I go to rename, I have the information of what I titled my folder. But what I'm going to do then is I'm going to go on to, there's actually two different websites that I like to use. I will put these in the description here with the YouTube video. The one is emojipedia.org. I find this one a little bit easier to use than emoji keyboard. And the reason being is just because it seems like Emoji Keyboard has a lot of advertising that can sometimes seem to get in the way. So I'm going to go to Emojipedia, and I have all of these different categories. So I'm going to just simply click here on food and drink. And I am going to, just for the sake of demonstration, I'm going to click on grapes. Notice what happens. I click on grapes and I have this where I can simply say copy. So this is copied it to my clipboard of my computer. I'm going to go back to my Google Drive account where my info bits are at, and I am going to simply go to paste. I can go to paste up top, or I can use whatever my shortcut might be for paste, depending on what type of computer and device I'm using. I'm going to go to paste, and now notice I have a clump of grapes behind my kids' info bits. So that's how you would add an icon behind, and that would be the information then that would maybe pertain to something that has to do with that particular folder. That is just some of the shortcuts and the ways to organize information in your Google Drive. I hope that you can find this information valuable and useful for you. Next week, we will be looking at 5 Google document editing features that you might want to use when you are using Google Docs. Hope everyone has a great week.